Oh, Trudy and the dogs. And that's an octopus. A California two-spot octopus, like the ones that participated in the latest experiment. Well, this is in the National Geographic. Octopus is given ecstasy for science, but is that ethical? Well, it's not, is it? It's a little bit like studying alien intelligence by Laurie Cuthbert. What happens to octopuses given the amphetamine MDMA, commonly known as ecstasy? According to scientists at Hopkins University, the cephalopods react to the drug in much the same way as humans, leading them to conclude that our brains and octopus brains are wired the same for certain social behaviours. But was it okay to give unsuspecting octopuses a mood-altering drug? And what does it teach us to study animals that are so very distantly related to humans? About 3 years ago, scientists decoded the genome of the California two-spot octopus. In subsequent studies comparing that sequence to the human genome, found patches of code that were identical, even though we separated from octopuses 500 million years ago. The genetic matches involved certain neurotransmitters, brain chemicals that send signals between neurons associated with social behaviour. Peek inside the deepest known octopus nursery. Octopuses, masters of disguise and agile hunters. So, to test whether the similarity will play out, the Johns Hopkins team gave ecstasy to 4 California two-spot octopuses, which are known to be highly antisocial. Sure enough, the drug relaxed the animals' inhibitions and made them much more touchy-feely. Oh, that's a fucking scientific term, isn't it? Touchy-feely. In interacting with the octopus in the next cage, they tended to hug the cage and put their mouth parts on the cage, says lead study author Dolan, a neuroscientist at Johns Hopkins. This is very similar to how humans react to MDMA. They touch each other frequently. The study results published this week in Current Biology suggest that even though humans and cephalopods went their separate evolutionary ways long ago, the parts of our brains that govern social behaviours remained the same. Octopuses and us. Dolan's interest in octopuses goes beyond how they might react to MDMA. I'm glad to hear that. The invertebrates are more closely related to slugs than anything else on Earth, and they are shockingly smart. Octopuses routinely break out of aquarium enclosures, rearrange or eat their co-inhabitants in tanks, and bang rocks so hard against the glass walls that they fracture. Octopuses are also very, very different from humans. They don't have a cerebral cortex like mammals do, and yet they can still perform amazing feats of cognition. Watch one octopus seem to use a jellyfish as a weapon. It's a little bit like studying alien intelligence, Dolan says. It can potentially tell us a lot about the rules for building a nervous system that supports complex cognitive behaviours without getting bogged down in the incidental organisation of brains. Studying species at the other end of the evolutionary tree can also reveal the mechanisms behind remarkable behaviours like limb regeneration and camouflage. Dolan says, which can generate new ideas in robotics and tissue engineering. Badly written. Among other marvels, octopuses carry genes linked to autism, but they can still perform tasks that humans on the spectrum cannot. And while some octopuses die after reproducing once, others can reproduce many times, which would give us insights into aging. The California two-spot octopuses involved in the study, not this one, behave similarly to humans who take ecstasy. Oh, the kid's alright. The question looms whether it's a good idea to give an ocean invertebrate a party drug. Several bioethicists told National Geographic that as long as the animals were treated humanely, monitored for signs of stress, and immediately removed if there were any, and not exposed so often to the drug that they become addicted, it's probably fine. Probably fine. How scientific is that? And get addicted to ecstasy. I doubt that very fucking much. And there it says a party drug. MDMA has been used in psychological fucking issues. People with post-traumatic stress disorder and things like that. It's not just a party drug. It's so glib, aren't they? The main ethical imperative is to protect the octopuses from the experience of pain and distress. Well, let them fucking go then, says Jennifer Blumenthal Barbie. Fucking hell, that's a handle and a half, eh? A medical ethicist at the Baylor College of Medicine in Houston, Texas. Ecstasy is known as a feel-good drug. Blumenthal Barbie adds, from their behaviour, it appeared that they experienced the drug similarly to how humans experience the drug. Craig Klugman, a bioethicist at DePaul University, sees intent as an imperative. Perhaps most important, there needs to be a goal for the research, an intention of producing something that will be helpful for veterinary or human medicine, he says. Talk about stating the fucking obvious. In the United States, testing on octopus is governed by the same rules as tests on insects and worms. In other words, you can do what the fuck you want with them. Dolan says, though European authorities 12 years ago made cephalopods the only invertebrate to be governed on the same level as vertebrates, Dolan says her lab used the same guidelines as mice for their octopus experiments. Particularly telling, she says that after being returned to their tanks at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute in Massachusetts, the octopuses went on to reproduce. Also, Dolan says, at no point did the octopuses ink, which would be a sign of stress. I should also say that octopuses are widely consumed as food, and I can tell you that even for the most invasive manipulation we might do for research, the animals will be better taken care of than when they are used as food. Hey, just wanted to put that out, just wanted to let you know what these crazy bastards are doing. They're doing that and telling us, think about all the stuff what they're doing and not telling us, right, it's really over now.